how can you convey to someone that they are the vibrational basis of what comes to them? Jerry and Esther spent a good deal of time, especially one long summer, on a raft floating down a river in Montana. And the river was not a really fast-moving river. It wasn't a white water experience. It was a pretty fast-moving stream. But sometimes they'd get into a part of the stream that was barely moving. And they could maybe even sit there for a while if they wanted to. And then they would paddle out to a faster-moving part of the stream, and off they'd go. And they could, just by paying attention, they could see the current. And so they could adjust their ride on the river to something that was slower or something that was faster, just because as the river was wider or narrower, and there were even currents within the stream that they couldn't see the reason for, but it was because of the width or the narrowness of what was beneath the surface of the water. And so it's like that in your experience, isn't it? In your financial experience, in your money experience, that sometimes the stream moves a little faster and sometimes it moves slower. So do you remember a time in your life when you felt freer about dollars, and what did that feel like? And then get them to ponder that, get them to think about that. And a lot of times they will say to you, I had far less, but I felt far freer. They will say to you, I didn't have the debt that I have, I didn't have the assets that I have, but I just felt freer. My money felt good in my pocket. Do you remember a time when money didn't worry you? Do you remember a time when money thrilled you? Do you remember the silver coin in the toe of your stocking? Or do you remember when someone, usually grandmother or some friend, sent you $1 for your birthday? Do you remember? Do you remember when something came to you unexpected? And do you remember how rich you felt and how many times you spent it and how good it was to put it in your wallet? Do you remember those feelings? Those are the feelings that you want to activate within them. Those are the feelings that you want to activate within yourself. Give up trying to control it and just tune in to this source that is you. Gain the leverage that you always gain from alignment and radiate your signal, which if they're ready for it, they'll catch hold of. And otherwise, words don't teach, you see. You just gotta know it and live it. And as you know it and live it, those who want to know and live what you know and live will gravitate to you. Yeah. They will find a way. Law of attraction will show them the path, you see. Yeah. So let's say you've gathered a group of people that have come to a prosperity seminar and you're wanting to express to them what you know. We would say, I want you to forget everything that you think you know about where you stand in relationship to where you want to be. Because I know for sure that you have a distorted view of yourself. So I don't really want to talk too much to you about where you are, because I am assuming that the fact that you're here means you want something different. And I don't want to keep beating the drum of where you are, because it will just make it harder for you to hear what's coming next. So this is a simple premise of my abundance seminar. It's everywhere. You're on a treasure hunt. It's available to you. You just haven't been looking in the right places. I'm going to show you where those places are. That's how we would approach it. And then eventually you got to get to what we talked about this morning. Yeah. It's a vibrational place. It's an emotional place. It's a feeling place. Abundance is first a feeling. Without the feeling, the evidence cannot come. But once you get the feeling, then the absence of the manifestation, the sting is gone, and then the fun of watching it begin to roll in. You've experienced it. We know you have. Especially when you're new to this material. When you're new to it, your expectation is greater, you see. And when your expectation is greater, then your desire moves faster into fruition. You gotta stop focusing so much on what is that it dominates your vibrational patterns. And you have to start focusing upon who you really are and how you want to feel. So when you think about the things you want, and there are a lot of them, and it's wonderful. When you think about the things that you want, and you think about why you want those things that you want, and it brings you to that vibrational reason, most of which is easily recognizable by you, and easy to find by you, and easy to discover all around you already. Because the feeling of money is not only available to you in money itself. Because you just said, it feels like fun, it feels like freedom, it feels like, and there is so much of your world that does not require money in order to feel those things, you see. So if you look around as the selective sifter that we know a deliberate creator like you can be, and you tune your frequency to the feeling of, so it would be such a good thing if you could just make your list of things that you want and take each item one by one and stop and analyze for yourself, what is the feeling of that? When I have that, when I live that, when I am that, when that is my experience, when that's who I am, when that's where I am, when that's who I'm with, when that's what I'm living, what does that feel like? What does it feel like? Not what does it look like? What does it feel like? What does the vibration of security feel like? What does the feeling of homecoming feel like? What does the feeling of empowerment feel like? What does it feel like? And as you pose those questions to yourself, as you move through your days, and you're feeling a lot of those things all day, every day, as you come across, we started to say stumble across because you may not be doing it exactly on purpose, but as you come across that feeling, and you come across that feeling after you have acknowledged that you want to find that feeling, it will stand out in a more vivid way, and you can say, yes, that's it. And then as you stay there and revel in the emotion of that for a moment, you practice the frequency of it longer, and that really is all that deliberate creation is. It's choosing the feelings, practicing the frequency until choosing those feelings comes easily. And you know why choosing those feelings come easily? Because law of attraction says, ooh, you feel like that, here's a little more. Law of attraction doesn't behave like you want your mother to. Oh, you feel bad here, this will make you feel better. Law of attraction says, oh, that makes you feel bad, here's some more. You say, well, then law of attraction may not be my friend. We say your best friend, because law of attraction is bringing you how you're feeling, showing it to you so you can make choices. This sucks. This feels awful. How can I feel differently than this? And that's what we're going to be talking about here today. How can you gain control of the way you feel in this situation and this one and this one and this one? We'll give you a little hint. It's about self-soothing. It's about being kinder to yourself. We thought it would be a really good thing to start this new year out when you're thinking more about who you are and where you're going and what you want. If you could just take this one piece from this gathering, that you want to soothe yourself into alignment by pointing out to yourself how well you are doing, how much is going well. It is our promise to you that if you will begin to tend to the frequency of that which is you, since you equal your point of attraction, and you will be aware, I felt this way and this came back. I felt this way and this came back. I felt this way and this came back. Before you know it, you will be one who, whether you deliberately and often feel on purpose, you will know for sure that how you feel is your indicator of what's coming next. So can you fast forward into the manifestation of those things, that abundance that you often see way down the road? Because that kind of abundance doesn't come to a youngster like me, or that kind of abundance doesn't come to someone in an occupation like I have. That kind of abundance, if you can get yourself to begin to expect that kind of abundance that we promise you is out there, and we say out there not because it's out there far into the future, we say it's out there vibrationally, not yet received by you, a different frequency than the frequency you commonly are offering. But you can begin doing something about that right now. And the evidence of the change of your frequency will be evident right now. So then you begin getting pretty sure of yourself. You say, I am the creator of my own reality. And others will say, get away from me. You say, I am the creator of my own reality because I am the thinker of my thoughts. But more important, I am the feeler of my feelings. I am the discerner of my frequency. I am the molder of my own vibrational clay. I am the offerer of the energy, and therefore I am the setter of the tone. I'm the setter of the mood. I am the emanator of the vibrational signal that law of attraction is responding to. And I have created a nest egg for myself of relationships and of abundance and of physical vitality and well-being. I've created a nest egg for myself that is a vibrational reality. And I'm going to practice the vibrational reality of it, even though there is an absence of manifested reality of it. But I do not confuse myself about what's really going on here, because I accept that law of attraction abounds, and that I am a worthy being, and that I'm the creator of my own reality, and that I can do something about it. And I like the feeling of thinking on purpose, and most of all, I like to think and derive results, you see. That's who you are. That's why you are so action-oriented in most cases. You like the fast results that you get through action. But we want you to not only get the fast results that you get through action, we want you to get the leveraged fast results that you get through aligned action, through inspired action, you see. We want you to tend to your feelings first. Practice them all day, every day. Hang out with others that do the same. And then begin watching. Not so much for the manifestation. You see, this is the tricky part. Because it sounds like we're saying, if you do these non-manifestational things, manifestation will happen. And then you can look at the manifestation and it just gets better from there. But we don't ever want you to be hooked on the manifestation. We want you to be hooked on the feeling that you can foster right here, right now. The balance of your planet, the way it moves in its orbit with other planets, incredibly important. And the value of that cannot even be measured in human terms. But you could focus in appreciation on that abundance, and you could awaken within you a vibration that then would allow it to flow in all kinds of other ways. Esther was visiting with a friend on the telephone the other day, a close friend who has been experiencing some sadness. And as Esther was listening to her, after quite a few conversations, Esther is sitting in Texas overlooking the pool and the beautiful trees and sitting in front of these big, big windows and feeling appreciation for her experience and listening to her friend. And her friend sounded so wise. Oh, Esther was just shivering with enthusiasm for the way her friend sounded. She didn't even think her friend had any idea how far she'd come so fast and how wise she was being in this moment. She was sort of on a rampage, her friend, and so Esther waited, not wanting to interrupt it. And then just at this moment, when her friend finally took a breath, Esther said, "Oh, you sound so wise." And her friend said, "What?" She couldn't hear the word. Esther said, "Wise." What word are you saying? "Wise." And at that moment, an owl, a giant owl, flew over the pool into the courtyard, circled once, and landed in the tree right on the other side of Esther's pool, and just looked at her for a minute or two. Esther could not get a word out. And when she did, she was panting and screaming. Her friend said, "Is something the matter?" And Esther said, "No. We just received confirmation from the universe of your wisdom." In other words, they have been talking about the Sarah books. They've been talking about Solomon. They've been talking about this giant owl. Esther didn't even know she had an owl on the 40 acres. She's not seen it before. But for that timing, in that moment to come, you will never convince Esther that there is not non-physical intervention, aware of where you are in all moments, ready to reveal to you whatever abundance. Esther has never felt richer. She's never felt more blessed. She never has felt more wonderful than she felt in that moment with that affirmation of what she was speaking, you see. And this is the way we want you to feel about abundance. We want abundance as it comes to you, whether it comes in the form of a thought or an idea or a word or an encouragement or a friend or a hug or however it comes to you. As you acknowledge the abundance, we can't separate the word abundance from the word worthy. We can't separate the word abundance from the word worthy and well-being. It's just the achieving of a state of being that lets, right where I am, the best stuff in to punctuate where I am right now. And the universe has the ability to punctuate in ways that you will know it's punctuating, not in generalities. This was not just a freakish circumstance. This was not just a funny convergence of an owl flying by and decided to stop by and stare into Esther's heart. It was not. There was nothing about it that was not orchestrated, that was not co-created, that was not evidence of that kind of abundance, you see. You've got vibrational abundance. You've got universal intelligence. You've got vibrational abundance. You've got more non-physical energy and clarity backing you up. You could not be richer, you see. But you got to find a vibration.